Good morning from New York's Upper West Side. Today I'm going to walk you through the 5 illustration tools / functionalities that I absolutely cannot live without. These are the tools that I use in my own practice to create my illustrations. This is what works for me and what I'm comfortable with. I'm in no way, shape or form claiming that this is the best method. Everyone should do what feels right for them, but my hope is that this video might help someone who's looking for ideas or maybe some inspiration. Alright, let's go. So as I make my way to my work spot for the day, please take a moment to subscribe. I promise you your future self will thank you for it. So be sure to follow along, and also don't be shy to say hi in the comments. In fact, let me know what country you're listening from. Okay, so I have arrived at my destination for the morning. Side note, I would like to say that working from cafes or nice hotel lobbies is something that I cannot live without. Like, yes, paying over $5 for a tea is absolutely heinous, but I like to think of this as my co-working fee for a couple of hours of really focused and productive work. Okay, now that I have my drink, let's dive in. So the very first tool on my list is my trusty iPad Pro along with the Apple Pencil. Now the iPad itself isn't anything special. It's actually quite an old one. It's the 10.5 inch with the 512 gigabytes of storage. Now the reason why I love the iPad so much for my illustration work is because of how lightweight it is. I can easily take it to work in a cafe, take it with me traveling or wherever I need to be. I don't need to be carrying around a whole bunch of annoying cords and charging blocks for it. And I have a Mac, so I'm constantly just airdropping sketches and images back and forth. I know this is a small thing, but it just helps with workflow. So I get a lot of people asking me why I don't use a graphics tablet like a Wacom. And honestly, I do have one. This is the exact one that I have. It's the Wacom Cintiq 13 HD interactive pen display. I bought it a few years ago and I actually do not use it at all, mainly just because of how clunky, heavy, and non-portable it is. Now, with all that being said, this is an old tablet, and I'm sure that Wacom has improved since. Okay, apologies, that was a major tangent, but bottom line, I cannot live without the iPad. She has never failed me. Chef's kiss. Okay, that segues into my next favorite illustration tool, or in this case, perhaps I should say tools, plural. So I cannot live without Procreate or Adobe Fresco. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning both is because I use them interchangeably. And for me, someone who is doing something as simple as sketching, they are virtually indistinguishable. I used to solely use Procreate, but then jumped into Fresco for some work that I was doing with Adobe, and I have to say it really measured up in every way. For me, it was just important to be able to import images, sketch, and to be able to watch a time-lapse replay of my sketching. This is especially important for me because I sometimes like to incorporate that footage into my tutorials. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, okay, but which one should I use? I'd definitely say if you already have an Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, just get Fresco. But if you don't, Procreate is literally only a one-time payment of $9.99. Now, of course, there are other differences between the two programs, and if you plan on using these to create more complex, finished illustration work, it might be a good idea to do a little bit of research into which one would better suit your individual illustration goals and needs. Okay, so my next favorite tool is another double whammy. This time, it's the combination of Adobe Illustrator in conjunction with this beautiful piece of machinery, the MacBook trackpad. Now, this may ruffle some feathers. Every time that I post about this on Instagram or TikTok, people either don't believe me, they say I'm lying, or they tell me I shouldn't do this because it's not healthy for my hands. And look, maybe they're right, but I have tried using an ergonomic mouse, and honestly, my hand was cramping up like crazy. So I always end up defaulting to using the trackpad. So essentially, let's say I opened up my sketch in Illustrator. I will use the pen tool and go in and draw out each of my shapes just like this. And yes, if you've ever worked in this way before, it may feel a little tricky and cumbersome, but stick with it and it will become second nature. Illustrator's pen tool will honestly become your best friend. Now, I think the reasons why I specifically love this method so much is that I feel like I have ultimate control. I can be super specific and precise with every point and anchor. And I also love how, again, this is just such a lightweight and versatile way to work. If I have my laptop with me, I can illustrate wherever I am. Also, I have to mention that Apple actually sells these trackpads as like individual units, so you can sort of like retrofit any computer you have if you so choose. Okay, so we have 2 more tools to discuss, but it's time for me to make my way back uptown for a bite to eat and a change of scenery. So while I pack up and leave, this is a perfect opportunity for you to hit that subscribe button if you like it. Alright, let's go. Okay, I am back home and ready to tackle these last 2 tools. So number 4 on the list is yet another double whammy. This one is Photoshop and clipping masks. Now, if you know me and have watched any of my other YouTube tutorials, I feel like I have talked about clipping masks in Photoshop in probably all of them at this point. And the reason is because I honestly wouldn't be able to create the art that I do without them. Now, just to show you how easy it is to utilize clipping masks, let's take this image that I created in Illustrator, save it as a PSD document, and open it up in Photoshop. Now, let's say, for example, I want to create a clipping mask over this character's face. Basically, we need to have that layer selected, which, side note, you can easily find by holding down Option and clicking the layer you want, and that should automatically select it. Now, create a new layer on top of that and hold down the Option key while you hover over the space between the 2 layers and click. Now, everything that you draw on this top layer is masked to the layer below, which I think is amazing. It does take a while to go in and do this to every layer, but I love it, and that is why I cannot live without Photoshop and its clipping mask functionality. Okay, we have made it to our final tool on the list, and this one is a little different to the others in that it isn't really an illustration specific tool. So as someone who creates illustrations primarily on my laptop and likes to share the process of doing so, I need a good screen recorder. Enter QuickTime. I'm pretty sure this just comes with Mac computers, but I am constantly using the QuickTime screen recording functionality to capture different parts of my process and what I'm working on. Now, the reasons why I like QuickTime are because it's free, and most importantly, the quality is perfect, which is exactly what I need when I'm creating my educational content. Only watch out when it comes to QuickTime is that I wouldn't use it to record hours and hours of footage. If I want to record my entire illustration process, for example, I use another free software called OBS. I'll link it in the notes, but essentially this will allow you to record for long periods of time, pause and resume, which is awesome. But the quality isn't as good as something that you'd get from QuickTime. Now, I know this one may have been a little too niche, but I'm hoping it helps someone who is looking to share process videos and time lapses of their work. Alright, so that is it. That is my breakdown of my favorite illustration tools. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed this vlog / day in the lifestyle tutorial. If you want to see more of this, let me know in the comments. I am basically just responding to what you all want to see more of. So if you like this, please let me know. Alrighty, bye for now.